Hey y'all, this is Mary, Magnolia Stitcher. Today is Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. And this is my WIP parade. Excuse me. So, I know I haven't seen y'all in a while, and I thought that I would start back up my videos with a WIP parade. So, these are in no particular order. I know I've got at least one in here I'm UFOing that I haven't taken out yet. And some of my kitted up to start are in here. So there may be some I don't show you, but there's a reason. So let's just jump right on in. This is probably going to be long because I have over 50 WIPs. But let's get going and we'll get done before we know it. So this is actually my oldest WIP. And it is Wild Horse by Dimensions. And it is on the kit fabric with the kit floss. And that is where I've gotten to. This is from 2022, I think. And there's no reason it should have taken me this long, except that it's Dimensions. And I don't like the way the chart is done, because you know how, Dimensions, they do the chart and the back stitch all on one chart, and sometimes the back stitch covers symbols and stuff, and that drives me nuts. I don't know that I'll be doing very many more Dimensions kits because I just don't like them. I mean, they're beautiful, but I just don't like stitching them. It's what some people call like the cough syrup stitching or the vegetable stitching. So that one is not started. And then I have Seaside Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. And I'm doing my own conversion for this. I just tried to use what I had in stash. And let's see. This is on, this is on 36 count raw linen by Zweigart. And that, that's a bad wrinkle. That's where I've gotten to. So this year I am doing new where I spin a wheel every 3 stitching days. And I stitch on that for 3 days. It's not always 3 consecutive days because there are a lot of days I wind up not stitching just because we're so busy. So this is Sitting On by Cressida Go Go. the cover sheet doesn't want to come out. That's what it looks like when it's finished. And this is on 40 count linen and Valor by Picture This Plus. And this was a restart. So I've only gotten that far. I had it on like a 32 or 28 count, and I don't like stitching with 2 strands anymore. I prefer to stitch with 1 strand. So I switched it because I didn't have that much done. So I restarted it. If you hear jingling, it's the cats. I have 2 cats. I have one that's about 2.5 months old and one that's about 10 months old, and they are just going at it, playing. So this is Reflections of Ireland by Ink Circles. And this is on 30 count linen Salem by Primitive Hair. I'm actually thinking of restarting this. I don't like this linen, but I've gotten so far, I don't know if I want to do that. It's not the color or anything. This counts. I just don't like the count, and I don't like how so see how the holes pull apart so much? Maybe that's my tension or something, because I do pull pretty good, but I don't like it. That bothers me. But I don't know if I want to restart it, because I'm using, I think this is Tall Pines by Farmhouse and Flossie's. And what is going on? Oh. If I restarted it, I don't know if I have enough floss. And if I don't have enough floss, then I would have to order some more, and it would be a different dye line. I don't know if I want to worry with all that. But we'll see. I'm laughing at the cats. This is Witchy Boo by Sisterly Stitches. If you can't read that, it says, there once was a witch who lived in a shoe with black cats and goblins and things that go boo. And this is on sorry. This is on 18 count Ada in the colorway Unicorn by Witch's Garden Crafts. I'm using all the called for floss. And that's where I've got to. And I think I'm using 2 strands over 1, which is probably why this hadn't got more work done. My older ones, like back before last year, I'm much more likely to be doing 2 strands than The ones I started in 2025. So then I have Gathering Acorns by Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is on 40 Count Ancient. Who's it by? By Pictureless Plus. Oh, I see. And this is my progress. I don't think I pulled this out at all in 2025. If I did, it was for a very short amount of time. I have lots of smallish ones that there's no reason they're not finished. And if you wonder what I keep looking at over here, I have like a journaling notebook that I have all my WIPs in. And I'll keep recording when I start new stuff until this runs out. But hopefully that'll be a long while, because I've only got that much left to record WIPs on. Alright, and then I have the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is part of the first Year in the Woods series. And it is on 36 Count Linen and Sage Green by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. Another one that I don't know why. I did have to restart this because I had messed up so badly. But I don't know why it's taking me so long to get these done. I love stitching on them. I think I've just got too much to choose from. I have put everything in a Tiny Decisions wheel and I spin the wheel. Unless there's something I'm just absolutely dying to work on. My hope is to get through everything at least once this year. So, then I have Blustery Day by Teresa Kogut. This was a Patreon chart from December of 2022. And this is on 32 Count Dove by Witchell. And that's what I've got done. Oh, that cat's in the way. And my thread has come off. Let's try this again. That's what I've gotten done. If you're wondering about her skirt right here, why it's one shade of yellow here and one shade here, it's because one of these is DMC and the other is either CXC or AMO. And so, I mean, in person, it's not nearly as obvious. And if you were, the further away you get, the more obvious it is. But it's not that big a deal. This is just going to be like a pillow that I just put out during winter or something like that. So, to me, that's not that huge. But I know to a lot of people that would be such a big deal. But I finally finished the woman and her massive skirt. I love Teresa Kogan. I like her as a person. I like her designs and all that. But she is stitch heavy. So then I have the Swans by Cottage Garden Samplings, which is also from the first batch of A Year in the Woods. And this is on a 32 count Lugana Mystery Fabric by Mystic Fabrics. It was probably in a grab bag. And that's what I've gotten done. I know this one didn't come out in 2025. Then I have Mother Nature Winter by Stitch Aura, I think. Perry A. Hattie of Stitch Aura. This was from one of the Just Cross Stitch magazines. Let's see if it's in here. February 2023. And it is on 28 count Lugana Mystery Fabric by Mystic Fabrics. And that is where I've gotten with her. And then Santa's Village by Soda Stitch. And this is on 28 count Lugana in Rouge by Mystic Fabrics. This is another one, I just don't know why it's still lingering. I love stitching on it. That's all I've gotten done. And I did do, so on the reindeer, they were just regular reindeer, and I did a French knot to make this Rudolph. Then I have Swift Heart Rabbit, from the Care Bear Cousins book. don't remember who designed this. I don't remember their name. I have the book put up, but I'm reluctant to ever take it out because it's from the 80s and it's fragile. And Swift Heart Rabbit is on 32 Count Lugana's Silvery Moon by Witchell. That's the back. That's where I've gotten with him. Pretty sure he didn't come out in 2025 either. If you didn't see my last little short video, in 2025, I have not been in the best of health. Don't really know what's going on. I'm just really tired all the time and don't have any energy, and it's hard for me to really do much of anything. So there were lots of days that my energy was so low, I didn't even feel like stitching. Which is probably why a lot of these are still lingering. Alright. Then we have Rabbits in Winter by Stitchy Princess. This is from the February 2023 just cross stitch. And it is on, I think it's on a mystery fabric. I know, 32 Count Lugana in Time Worn by Mystic Fabrics. And that is all I've gotten done. This has not come back out since the initial stitching session on it. And I don't know why. I forget I have it. That's why these WIP braids are good for me. Sometimes I'm like, I forget I have stuff. And I go through the WIP braid and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to stitch on that. And then I have Tree Nymph, which is a RTO kit. And I'm using all the kit materials. The cats sound like they're tearing something up. And that's where I've gotten. This is my own design. Sorry about the zips if those are bothering you. But, I mean, I'm not going to take everything out. I'm not going to zip everything beforehand. So, this is Be Godzilla. It's a chart of my own. My son, when he was in elementary school, the highest of the elementaries here, we went up there for a parent-teacher conference, and they had a sign in the office while we were waiting that said, if you can, in a world where you can be anything, be kind, I think. And he said, no, be Godzilla. And that's where this came from. And I am still, this is a heavy border. I'm still working on the border on this one. I think that one did come out in 2025, but not for long. The border and Godzilla are the biggest parts. And if I ever finish those, I'll be good. Okay, that's the end of that basket. So I'm going to stop here, clean up the mess I made, go get another basket, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Moving on. So I have Celtic Christmas by Lavender Lace. And it is on 32 Count Linen and Mystic by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. And that's where I've started putting in the carnet. Which I'm not using carning, I'm using treasure braid. I did work on that one. I worked on that one recently. Then I have the Pilgrim by Long Dog Samplers. And this is 40 Count Linen Country Mocha by Zweigart. And this is on the side without the modeling. I did that by accident, but I like it better. So that's what I've gotten done. And I am using an unnamed silk from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. That. And then this is Pontus and Thalassa by Pontus and Thalassa by Bella Filipina. Go in there. And this is on 36 Count Linen and Illusion by Mystic Fabrics. I've actually gotten a pretty fair bit done on this for no more than I've worked on it. This has really only been one stitching session when I started it. Maybe two. Maybe I worked on it since then once. I know I thought about it, but so when we moved, our side tables we got new side tables for our chairs that are narrower, and they're not wide enough really to put my Master DMC kit on, or DMC Master kit. So I have been re-kitting the ones that I had pulled the floss out of when I was using the Master kit. And I just have not wanted to re-kit this one. So I know that one has not been worked on in 2025. Then I have Celtic Knot Challenge by Rosewood Manor. And this is on well, okay. Celtic Christmas. Did I not write this down? Or did I start it in 2025? Pretty sure I didn't. Huh. I don't think I have this one written down. I made Rosewood. Have this one written down, so I honestly couldn't tell you what fabric it's on. Oops. That's where I've gotten to. It's so pretty. Excuse me. I'll have to see if I can find my information on that one and write it down. This is Allegiance by Teresa Kogut. This was a Patreon chart from May 2023. She has since released it in one of her Hello books. And it's just basically got the Pledge of Allegiance on it. If you're not American, you won't know what that is, will you? Or you might. It says, so... It, just in case you don't know, if you're not American, when we start certain events, we pledge allegiance to the flag. We put our right hand over our heart, and we face the flag, and we say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There has been some talk of rewording that to be more inclusive. I just don't see that happen. Most people that don't like the God reference just don't say it. Alright, and then I have French Country Pumpkin 4 by JBW Designs. That is a really long thread. Okay, this was a restart because I made a mistake and I couldn't. It was way far back and I didn't want to pull it out. Did I not write this one? There it is. And this is on 32 count linen in Confederate gray by WIP Styleworks. I think they've renamed this to just gray, but I don't know. And that's where I am. With my ridiculously long thread. And I am using, I've got a nest in here. I don't remember. It's a Dinky Dies. That was really country. Then I have Fern by Nora Corbett. And she is on, I think, she is on 32 count Lugana in Blush by Mystic Fabrics. And that's where I've gotten on her. And Treehouse of Summer, or Summer Treehouse by Soda Stitch. I love Soda Stitch, but she uses lots of color changes. And this is on a Mystery 28 count Lugana by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. And that's where I'm at. I know I have not worked on this one in 2025. And I folded this one up wrong because I always fold the stitches inside. I must have been in a hurry or something with that. Excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat and I'm trying not to cough a bunch. I was absolutely fine until I turned the camera on. So this is a Dimensions kit. It's Santa's Arrival stocking. I do not have much of a start on this one. This one may be UFO'd. I'm on the fence about it. I was doing it for my oldest daughter, but she doesn't know about it, so I don't. But like literally, that's all I have done. I don't even know which way it's up. I think it goes that way. I'm probably gonna UFO that one. I hate Dimensions kits. They're so pretty, but they are so time consuming. Flosstube Itchy Nose. Next one is No Time Like the Present by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was the 2024 sale, maybe? Do I not have this one written down either? Oh, yeah, I do. It's on 36 count linen Macchiato by Be Stitch Me. And I'm using Siren and Desert Rose Floss, also by Be Stitch Me. And that's where I am on this. I've gotten a pretty good ways, but I made a mistake somewhere in here. And it has just been in timeout. But here are the flosses I'm using. This is Siren. And this is Desert Rose. Not the exact colors I wanted, but it'll do. Alright, that's it for that basket. So we're halfway through the baskets. There's a lot in the next two baskets. Most of my kitted up but not started are in one of those two baskets. So we'll see. But I'm going to stop here, clean up, go get another basket, and we'll keep on rolling. I'm back. So, on to the next one. Persist by Louise McNaught. And this was on Blushing Pink Stitches Etsy store. But I think she has since closed the store. She said she was going to. I have not gone and checked. But I'm pretty sure she has. And this is on 25 count Lugana Easy Grid. And I'm doing 1/1 full cross. This was a restart because I did it with the fabric going the wrong way. And that is what I've got done. I've got a page finish. So I'm working on this page. And then I'll go to this page. But if you're wondering why I did this, is so I won't have a page break line. I'm kind of sad that Lindsay closed her store, but I'm sure she didn't, like, she gave kind of vague reasoning, but number one, it's none of my business, none of anybody's business. If she wants to close her store, close her store. And number two, she's such a nice person. I want her to enjoy her stitching and not feel like it's a job. And if that's what it was coming to, or if she didn't have time for it, if it was taken away from her family, for whatever reason, I hope she made the right choice for her. That's all I can say. Anyway, this is Return to Neverland by cross stitch pattern. It's on 18 count Ada Easy Grid. Come on, let go. Pumpkin. Our big cat is Pumpkin. And I've got a page finish on this one too. That's where I've gotten to. I think I was going over here and then I was going to come down here. The Jingling is the younger kitten. She has a collar on. Pumpkin does not have, her name is Nova. Pumpkin does not have a collar on because she will not keep a collar on, but she has been microchipped. So if she gets out, there's still a way for them to identify her and get her back to us. And this, I'm doing the January on the All Cottages in One by Twin Peak Primitives. So I'm doing this one. I'm doing them individually, but I'm still on January. And this is on... Don't tell me it's another one I haven't written down. There it is. It's on 40 count linen Albarium by Cedar River Linens. And that's where I've gotten. And I'm pathetic because this should be done already. Some of this is embarrassing. All right, this is a fairly new start, but it is Elizabeth Stevenson, 1854 by Has. Okay, I was trying not to do this because I know how annoying this can be. Hats his hands across the sea, for those that don't know. Isn't it so pretty? And I'm using the Vicki Clayton Silks or hand-dyed fibers conversion. She's got it posted on her website. I mean, and there's a lot. Which I cut them kind of short. It probably seems like, but I'm doing I'm doing 1/2. So I don't need that much. And this is on 46 count linen cream by Zweigart. This is my first try at 46 count. Yeah, that's how it goes. And I've just got border. I think I only had that out for 1 day. I try to do at least 3 days, but sometimes I just can't for whatever reason. I don't want to or whatever. I think that was, I know what that was. I got it out and started it. And then the week before Christmas, I was so busy. I did not have time to stitch. The week of Christmas and up until almost New Year's. And I decided that I just wanted to stitch something else when I finally got back to it. So, oops. And then I have Winter Dragon, my Ingleside Imaginarium. And this is on 32 count Lugana, a mystery color by Mystic Fabrics. That's what you can't really see it, but that's what I've got now. And you can see it really well in person. It's very obvious, the blue on the blue in person. And then Happy Heart Sampler by Birds of a Feather. And I know Colorado Stitcher is, I think it's Colorado Stitcher, has the rights to the Birds of a Feather chart and is putting them out again. I don't know if she has put this one out. I know this is an old one because it's only $7. But I'm using a conversion from, I'm using oh, what's her name? I have completely lost her name. Oh, Michelle Bendy. Bendy Stitches. That was weird. But I'm using a conversion she came up with. And I bought this, I won this in an auction. And this, I don't know if I know what this is on because I think she provided the fabric too. Yeah, it's some mystery linen. That is all I've got done. This is a very slow going stitch. Took me forever to stitch that little bit. Have I started this? I did. Alright, this is Live on Little by Plum Street Samplers. And this is on 40 Count Linen Heartland by Picture This Plus. That's where I've got to. If you're wondering about this needle minder, it's from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It says "'Tis but a scratch," but it's a pen I got off Temu. I think it was Temu. Pretty sure it was Temu. And then I popped the pen piece off and put a magnet on it. That's where I've gotten on that. I don't know how long this has been because it's 3 separate videos now. Alright, I don't have a cover photo for this one. Sorry. This is a Pinker and Pumpkin, A Cold Winter Day dot salt box. She doesn't do, all her stuff is free on her blog, but she doesn't do cover photos usually. And this is on 36 Count Linen Mocha by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. And that's where I am on that. This is another small one that I should be ashamed is not done. Hopefully all these little ones that, like, why are they still lingering, get done soon. I think I've started this one. Oh yeah, okay. So this is We Live in Hope. This is a Michelle Bendy auction too. She did a recharting on this one she recharted the letters and it's got a saying. And then she recharted part of this to say, we do the work. I'm going to do the saying, but I'm not going to do we do the work. But when I won this, part of what I won was her recharting and her conversion. And that's where I've gotten to on that. Oh, and let me see what this is on. Um, 36 count linen oat milk by Farmhouse and Flossie's. Isn't that just gorgeous? This is one of the, and this needle minder was part of it too. Part of the auction. Hey Nova. So Nova is a black cat. I went to a Pumpkin is kind of calico. She's got lots of different colors. And the dogs had to be rehomed. Bo bit the postal worker. And I was afraid they were going to make us put him down. So we rehomed him and Misty together. Because they've been together forever. I didn't want to separate them. So, Pumpkin has never not had animals to play with. We've had her since she was a little kitten. And before we got her, she was with her litter mates. And then she came in and she was with the dogs. And she's played with the dogs and everything. And we wanted her to have a companion since we didn't have the dogs anymore. So I went and got a kitten. And went to hey baby. Went to a shelter. And my husband only wanted female kittens. A female kitten. Pumpkin is a female. And they only had 4 female kittens and 3 of them were black. They had a ton of black kittens, really. And, so the older of the 4 was gray and white. It was real skittish. It didn't want me to hold it. And the 3 black females, I guess, were litter mates. And they were in a cage together. But 2 of them ran when I came up to their cage, ran in the back of the cage. And Nova here sat at the front of the cage and was trying to come out of the, trying to get my attention out of the holes in the cage. So she got to come home. And she's not spoiled at all. But, I have my very own mini void now. She really likes to sit on my chest. Sit right there. Alright, back to WIP Parade. So I have the Pop-Up Store Animal Hospital by Soda Stitch. I've already done the candy shop. And let's see what this is on. This is on 32 count unnamed Lugana by Hand-Dyed by Rolanda. A lot of her stuff is not named. But you can't really even see it. That white there, that's all I have. I have not worked on this in a while. You give me that. Cat in the basket. So next is August Peridot Fairy by Mirabilia. This one I know I haven't worked on. I got stuck when I first started, and I kept frogging and restitching and frogging and restitching, and finally I said, I just need to take a break from this. And this is on 32 count Lugana Biscuit by Mystic Fabrics, and it is an opal, which is probably part of why I was having so much trouble with it, because opal and I do not get along. But that's all I've gotten done. So right here, I stitched and restitched and unstitched and like 3 or 4 times, and I was finally like, okay, time to put this away. I'll get back to it. I like it. I just got really frustrated with it. And I have Garden Fairy, also by Stitchy Princess. This was in one of the 2023 Just Cross Stitch magazines, but I can't remember which one, and I don't have that part on the on the copy I made. I don't know if that wasn't on the paper or I didn't copy it or what. But this is on... Oh wait, that's 2025. I need to go to 2023. This is on an unnamed 28 count Lugana by Mystic Fabrics. I know this was from a grab bag. And that's where I've gotten to. I didn't stitch on this in 2025, which is why it's not finished. I think maybe one good stitching rotation and it would be done. And Bubba by Morgana Fantasy AI. This was also from Blushing Pink Stitches. And let me see what count this is on, because I want to say it's 18 count, but I'm not sure. $18 count Ada Easy Grid. So last time I was working on this, I was practicing parking. I've since discovered I don't like parking, so when I come back to this, I will work on working in the parking threads. But I know I've got a page finish on this. I know right here is a page finish. And once I get all the park threads in, I'll work towards another page finish. I may go this way. I don't know which way I'll go. Can't I help you? You stop it. Okay. One more basket. So I'm gonna stop the video, clean up, go get the last basket. I think most of my kitted up are in that basket. I thought there were some in this basket, but I guess not. So I think anything else I have kitted up is in that last basket. So it may not take as long, but I'll be right back. Okay, last basket. So, which one am I working on? Yeah. Okay, so I'm working on the next in my Schooler Santa, Prairie Schooler Santa line, which I have collected all of. And I'm on the 88 Santa. I'm doing them in order. And what is this on? That's an unnamed 32 count Lugana. I think it's by Mystic Fabrics, but I didn't write that down. That's what I've got. There's no reason this shouldn't be done except that I got tired of working in red. Wanted to do something else. Alright. The Smith sampler by the Scarlet House. And this is on You're kidding, right? I don't know what this is on. I didn't write this down. Ah, there it is. 46 count. Did I know? I did start this. I barely started this. 46 count old gold by Fiber on a Whim. I was experimenting with stitching in hand, so I started on the bottom right. That's as far as I got before I got fed up with it. And that's stitching in hand on 46 count. I can do it really easily on like Ada. And it's a lot, I prefer it on Ada. But on 46 count, Alright, this one has to go to the side because I have to write this down. I don't know when I started it though. Okay, and then it is Bells Are Ringing. And this is on 40 count Havisham linen by Picture This Plus. That's where I got to. So, Mary Gibson, 1828 by Wildflower Snaps. And I am using the Roxy Floss Co. conversion on this. And it is on 36 count dirty porcelain. And that is what I've gotten done. Dirty porcelain is Roxy Floss Co. too. This is pre-Terra. Alright, I will be right back. I've got somebody at the door. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. That is a UFO. That is not started. Alright. I have I started this? I don't think I've started this. No, I haven't started this. Okay, hang on. Thought I had started it, but then there's no start. Haven't started that. Don't think I'll start this. No, I hadn't started this. That is a UFO. Okay, and then there is Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. And this is on 40 count vellum by Picture This Plus. And I have already cut this down because it was a half yarn, and that is way too much. Hey, there's my chameleon. I thought the dogs ate it. But that is where I am. Still working on the banner. Alright, and there is Red Mermaid, a RTO kit. I am not using the kit fabric on this one. Let me see. I'm using a 28 count Lugana by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. And that is where I've gotten. That's a lot. That's a lot of color changes. I think I just don't like kits because they like to do lots of color changes. And the Mermaid of Salem Bay by the Primitive Hair. And I am using 30 count Pirates Linen by the Primitive Hair. And that's what I've gotten. I love this one. I keep wanting to yawn. I'm trying not to so I don't make you yawn. Alright, the last one. Easter Peak Parade by Brenda Gervais. And I have changed the color of this basket, chariot, whatever it is, to a pink, unnamed pink by Color and Cotton that was one-off. Let's see if I have some in here. This. It's not quite so orangey in real life. And this is well, I found the Smith sampler. I just had written it on the wrong thing. And it's 46 count linen and old gold by Fiber on the Whim. I guess I already told you that. I read it in the 2023 WIPs, not the 2025 WIPs. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, Easter Peak Parade is on 40 count Napa by Mystic Fabrics. And that is what I've gotten done. So pretty. Niecy Lynn, for her Easter decorations, had this out. And I asked her what the pattern was. And I went and got it. And she has changed her chariot. I feel like it's a purple. But I didn't want purple. I wanted to use that pretty pink that I got. And I said that was the last one, but I have one more. I forgot to bring over the one I am working on right now. So, let me stop this, run over there and get it, and come back. I will leave it running, but I'm afraid I'll bump it because I've bumped it every other time and I don't want to make you seasick or anything. So, I'll be right back. Okay. So the last one is Welcome Spring by the Drawn Thread. And this gets one more day. And it is on 40 Count Vintage Country Mocha by, I think that's Weigart. That's where I've gotten. I've got the W and the E done. And today I'll work on the L. The only reason there's a hanging thread is so I don't lose my needle. Because I have not gone. Every time I get up to do something, I think, before I go sit back down, I'll get a needle minder for this piece. And every time I don't do it. Because that's me. So, I hope y'all enjoyed the WIP parade. I don't really have much to share on life. It's been so long, I don't really know what has happened. Plans. So my plans for 2026 are just to stitch what I want. Unless, like, every 3 days, I'm going to switch projects. Unless I'm, like, almost done with one and I can see it only takes another day or two, then I'll finish it. But unless there's something I'm just really, that's calling to me, I'm going to spin the wheel. And I've got the wheel set where it blacks out what's already been picked. So, I won't be doing, like, the same one over and over. And I'll do that until I work on everything. And then I'll start it back over. And I'm kind of hoping that way I'll get some of those little ones that there's no reason they shouldn't be done. I would really like to WIP down. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I really hope so. I've got way too many WIPs. Way too many. It's getting to a point where it's overwhelming. Like, I think about this one and this one and this one, and I'm stitching on this one, and I'm thinking about this one, and I can't settle on what to stitch. So, I'm hoping to WIP down. And I don't have any planned starts right now. I've got, like you see, I've got a few kitted up. I think 3 or 4 left kitted up. And I may start them along the way. But I'm not gonna plan like holiday starts or birthday starts or anything like that. I'll just start what I want when I want. This was my last planned start. And this was a New Year's Eve start. I would really be okay with no new starts in 2026, but I don't know that that's realistic for me because I get startitis. But if I do, I do. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for sticking with me this long. And if you like what you see, please subscribe and like the video. And I hope that I will see you back. I'm going to try to come back in the end of January, but I make no promises. So I'll see you when I see you. Bye.